Chromatography. Chroma means color, graphene means to write. Chromatography is discovered by Tuswit. He's a Russian botanist who's considered a father of chromatography. Uh, in his experiment, he took calcium carbonate, that is chalk, a fine powder of chalk, and he put in the glass column. Then he took the mixture of leaves extract and then he poured in a glass column, and he after some time appeared in color bands. Those color bands are green and yellow. So the green is chlorophyll pigment which is present in the mixture of leaves extract, and yellow, that is xanthophyll. So from mixture of leaves extract identified we separate we first separate the color bands, those appeared color bands, we separate the green and yellow, and then identified it as chlorophyll and xanthophyll. So basically it is a separation of compounds or components by using the two phases. Here in this his experiment, the two phases was calcium carbonate, that is stationary phase, a powder of chalk, and mobile phase is leaves extract. So stationary phase depends on the different methods of chromatography. There are two phases. First is stationary phase. In this stationary phase, it can be solid or liquid. Depends on the methods. It can be solid or liquid, which either supported on solid or gel surface, and which can be packed in column, spread layer, or film. So these are the solid or liquid, or which is supported on solid or gel or packed in column, spread layer, or film. These are depends on the methods. So these are the different types of methods. So depends on the methods. It has been decided. To chromatographic bed is basically it is a stage to move the mobile phase. The mobile phase, it can be either liquid or gas. Mobile phase is also called as solute or analyte. Analyte is a mixture or a sample which we have to examine. Stationary phase is also called as sorbent. So classification of methods based on the shape of chromatographic bed, physical state of mobile phase and stationary phase, and mechanism to separation of sample. So there are three types. So the first is shape of chromatographic bed. In the shape of chromatographic bed means a stage which provides movement for mobile phase. So in this there is first type, it is a planar chromatography. Planar means plane. So one of the example of planar chromatography is TLC, thin layer chromatography, or paper chromatography. So in this type, the stationary phase is plane or as a plane, so it is called as planar chromatography. Second is column chromatography. This is same as that. Tuswit is used glass column, so it is a column chromatography. In this stationary phase is in the column, so the shape of the chromatographic bed is in the tube. So based on a physical state of mobile phase and stationary phase is in solid and liquid, mobile phase in liquid and gas. So physical state of mobile phase is when it's gas, so we called it gas chromatography. When it's liquid chromatography. These are the two more subgroups depends on the stationary phase. Gas chromatography is more. It has two more subgroups. gas solid, gas liquid. These are the stationary phase and this is the mobile phase. Same as here, liquid chromatography, liquid is mobile phase. In this mobile phase, subgroups, that is solid and liquid, liquid solid chromatography, liquid liquid chromatography. So depends on the physical state of mobile phase and stationary phase. These are two groups and more two subgroups. Is in the third type, the mechanism to separation of sample. So when we took the mixture or a sample, to separate those sample, there is mechanism. Depends on this mechanism, there are 6 types. First is adsorption and partition, second is size exclusion, third is ion exchange, fourth is affinity, fifth is HPLC, high performance liquid chromatography, sixth is gas chromatography. So these are the classification of methods of the chromatography, and this is a definition, a short definition. These are the stages, these are the phases of chromatography: stationary phase, mobile phase. Okay, this is the chromatography